folks, welcome to Peter Larman Outdoor Radio. I'm your host, Peter Larman, and thank you for tuning in to us today. Got a question for you all. How many people out there go out and want to go out for on a day fishing? They're all by themselves and think, you know what, if I just had a buddy, and calls his buddy up and buddy says, I can't go today, the wife's got chores for me to do, or I gotta take the kids out somewhere, and family's important, so they do that first. But you go, if I could just find some place where I could just find a guy that just wants to come fishing with me. Three people in the water is a lot better than fishing by yourself. You know what? It just so happens today that if you look on the internet, there's always something for everybody. And fortunately enough, there's a website that you can go out there and find a buddy for the day to help you out and go fishing and chat and share stories and have a great old time. Today, Chuck Christopher, who's the owner, operator, and creator of a site called FindAFishingBuddy.com. He's going to tell us all about the site, why he created it, and the range and how this all works. So folks, stay tuned, and we'll be right back with Chuck right after these commercial breaks.
Right now, watch thousands of the best outdoor TV shows with My Outdoor TV.
This should be good.
The new app from Outdoor Channel and Sportsman Channel.
That's what we've been looking for.
Stream or download from the largest library of hunting, fishing, and shooting sports content you can't get anywhere else.
Y'all want more? I'm going to give you more.
Get some!
Thousands of episodes, all at your fingertips. Get your first month free at myoutdoortv.com/Canada.
Using promo code PLO Radio. Livingston Lures. Livingston Lures is committed to bringing fishermen everywhere innovative, technologically advanced lures designed to flat out catch fish in fresh and salt water. With an exciting new line of crankbaits, lipless crankbaits, topwater baits, jerk baits, and wake baits featuring a unique sound and vibration technology. Livingston Lures is set to make some real noise across the fishing industry. Hey folks, welcome back. Today on the show we got Chuck Christopher, who's the owner, operator, creator of a site called FindAFishingBuddy.com, and he's going to tell us all about that today. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Hey Pete, thanks for having me.
Congratulations on creating that site. Pretty cool looking site. Tell us about it. What brought this idea? What made you come up with this website?
Well, back in June of 2015, I was looking for a buddy to fish with. And, over the years, all my friends, including myself, got married. But most of my friends aren't allowed to go fishing anymore, or due to family obligations or work obligations, they just can't get out fishing anymore. So yep. I got frustrated, and I posted an ad on Craigslist. And basically I got responses, but unfortunately they weren't to go fishing.
Oh.
To put it mildly. So I said, well, there's got to be other guys like me, and women as well, that are looking for fishing buddies. So, I thought of it, different ideas for the site and worked on it for a while, and went with FindAFishingBuddy.com. And so basically that's how the idea of the site started.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it works is, again, men and women join the site, and there is a $25 annual fee to belong to the site. And once they purchase a one-year membership, and then they post their fisherman's profile. So every fisherman's profile that comes in, I look over and, make sure that it's okay, and then I post it and I send them the password. And then they can view not just their profile, but everybody's profile. And, different members like to be contacted either by text or by email or, however they like. And that's the gist of how it works.
That's really cool. I like, first of all, it's so funny. You put something on Craigslist saying that you're looking for a fishing buddy, and then all of a sudden you get totally different. Anyway, it goes down a rat hole that we're not going to talk about on this show. That's for a different show. And I like what you said here. I like the way you've got the structure behind it. As you said, you pay your membership, you look over the profile first. So for a person looking into this, what a really cool thing, because now I'm not getting, the site's not getting bombarded with, let's go, as you say, non-fishing related profiles.
Right. There's no garbage on the site. Absolutely no garbage. It's all fishing related. And we have people. The site is generally for anybody in the United States. Currently, we have members in about 40 states, and also we have quite a few Canadians starting to join as well. And we also have, believe it or not, people now and then that join from other countries that vacation or work here in the United States, which, I wasn't expecting at all, but they, now and then I'll get an email and say, hey, can I join, even though I live in Ireland or wherever they happen to be.
Right.
So that's no problem. So it's interesting. Another thing I would point out too is that many of the people who join, it amazes me how far they will travel to fish.
Mm-hmm.
Because although they may be in, I don't know, New York, they may be willing to travel 500 miles to fish. So some of our states, there's only a few members. Other states have a lot more members. But that doesn't seem to matter, because even the states that just have a few members, even within that few, usually they're willing to travel. But there's others who will travel, like I say, across country just to fish, which is a bit further than I would travel. But there's some avid fishermen out there.
And that's really cool. And I like the fact that you're getting members from, as you said, other countries. Now you're getting international. I mean, yes, Canada and U.S. is international, but I mean, we're bordered, right? I mean, we're.
Right.
I'm in Ontario, and New York State's not that far, right? I'm actually an hour from the border. So it's not, when we talk about traveling, that's really close. As you said, you got people coming from Ireland that go, can I join your site because I'm going to go vacation somewhere in the U.S. and that's really cool, and that really saves someone that's going on vacation. If I want to go fishing, what do? Do I look for a guide, or can I? What if I don't want a guide? Maybe I don't want to spend the money with a guide, but I want to just go out with a local guy there that just loves to fish, and and it's sometimes I found that you can even have just as much, if not more, fun when you don't pay guide fees. Because there's a lot of guides out there that you kind of go, wow, why are you a guide?
Right.
So that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, you have people, or if I didn't mention it, you have people that travel for work, and whether they live in the United States or outside of the United States, fairly often we'll get people that will join because maybe they work on the East Coast, and they work in 4 or 5 different states.
Right.
So, it's also great for somebody like that, because chances are, we definitely have somebody in some of the states, if not all the states that they're working in. The other thing I would say that's important to know is that, we have, whether it's freshwater or saltwater or fly fishing or ice fishing or, inshore or offshore, every type of, fisherman is welcome. And also, from beginner to, experienced and professional, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as it's fishing related, it's on our site.
There's lots of information here on the site. There's, anyway, I'll let you describe it, but it's not, I'm just looking at fisherman profiles, right? Like angler profiles. I can get a lot of other information on this site as well. Can you tell us about the other stuff that you have on the site?
Well, we're just starting to add more articles regarding fishing, trying how to catch different types of fish and things of that nature. Another related site that is also an important resource that links right to that site is Find a baitandtackleshop.com, which is the largest directory of bait and tackle shops in the United States, with links right to their sites.
Nice.
So that's something I've worked on recently over several months and completed that. We're also, it's not up yet, but we're going to start to hold, not sure if it's going to be weekly, but maybe monthly, contests as far as, winning different types of, whether it's fishing lures or fishing poles. So that's still in the process. So we are expanding the site, but the main gist of the site really is exactly, what it's called, findafishingbuddy.com. So that will always be the main reason to come to the site or join the site. And that's what my hope was, so that, whether you're in New Jersey or Florida or Canada, if you're looking for somebody to fish with, you can find somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there are emails that I post on the site also, that we get from time to time from people that have met other people and gone fishing. So and friendships have been created just as a result of this site. So
it's really cool. I mean, I've been fishing since I was a kid, and even through my adult life, the fishing community is really it's pretty tight knit. I mean, there's always the, do we call them the rotten apples of the group or whatever? But there's always, controversy within a group like that. But for the most part, anglers or outdoor enthusiasts are pretty. It's a pretty tight knit group. It's a close community, I find. And whether you're a tournament angler, a weekend guy, or just people that love the outdoors, you almost bring that community even closer with your website. And as you said, it allows people to exchange ideas. It creates friendships that you would not necessarily have, and it kind of takes that whole social media, like I've got 5,000 friends type deal on Facebook or whatever, many followers on Twitter or whatever, and you kind of take that and actually make it more concrete, where we lose that face-to-face touch, face-to-face contact. We actually can go meet people, and
right.
and what a way to do it, with it still being all legitimate. It's fishing. It's not the other avenues that we had talked about earlier. That's a really cool idea, and congratulations for you to actually bring that to the forefront.
Thank you. And another important thing to point out is there is a minimum age to join the site, and that is 18. And we have members anywhere from 18 or 20 all the way into their 80s. So it's a wide variety of people that join the site. And you probably know this, Pete, but at least in the U.S., fishing is the largest participation sport.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
And the reason for that's kind of logical, in that you can do it, from about age 2 or 3 to 103. And there are a few other, we'll say, sports that you can do that at about any age. And one thing I've always done, even from, I'm 50 now, but even when I was, 13 or 14, I was fishing with retired guys who were in their, 60s or 70s. So that's one thing I always send out in the email, the welcome email to people along with their password, is that, be open to fish with people of any age.
Yeah. Absolutely. The thing about fishing is, I find that as soon as you have a closed mind about fishing, you don't. I find you don't get to enjoy it as much. And this kind of ties right along in with what you just said about, don't be afraid to fish with perhaps somebody older or somebody younger than you, because experience is everything, and the only way you get experience in fishing is time on the water. And you know, you've got some of these anglers that, ladies and gentlemen, that have been fishing all their lives, and they're, you know, 10, 15, 20 years older than you. And you go, wow, I never even thought of doing something like that. And a lot of the times, you I don't know if you've noticed, but fishing kind of, it's like everything else. It does a full circle, you know, where there's always the hottest bait of the year. But at the end of the day, like, guys are still throwing crankbaits. Guys are still throwing spinnerbaits. People are still throwing, you know, plastic worms. And what worked 20 years ago, and you can't find it on the market anymore, but, you know, here comes Jim, who has this old, you know, wooden crankbait that he's had for years, and he's out catching you fish, you know, 3 to 1, and you go, why? What's so different? You get to learn more, I think, when you have an open mind, and that falls right in with what you said, as far as, you know, don't be afraid, and don't shy away from fishing with someone that's older than you, or again, and I'm not to categorize them or put them all in, you know, like, I'm not segregating them or anything, but even maybe somebody younger than you that may, I don't know, be more into it than you are. You can always learn from another angler. I find that if you have an open mind, you can always learn from another angler.
Definitely.
You know, and what a better way to do it than, you know, sharing tales and on a boat or on a shoreline or wherever, you know, while you're out there enjoying what you both or whatever the party enjoys to do. What a great way to spend a day or a weekend or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. And as you mentioned, and people, doesn't matter whether you fish from the shore or from a boat. You know, it doesn't matter. But one thing I do notice a lot, there are a lot of guys, and like I say, we have women that join as well, but a lot of guys that, you know, that have boats, that are just looking for somebody else, you know, to help them out with the boat or the boat expenses, and to be out on the water, you know, fishing with somebody.
Sure.
It doesn't matter whether you have a boat or not. There are definitely people on there that, you know, have them and want others to join them on the boat.
And and even if you're an angler that, you know, like you said, if you have a boat, and I think it's really cool for the fact that if you want to start showing people how to fish, or with that instance, so then you'll join because you want to share what you've learned about fishing, or share your passion for the fishing, let's put it that way. Share your passion for fishing with others. What a great vehicle to do that with findafishingbuddy.com. But on the other end of that spectrum, what a really cool site for someone that's just getting into fishing and goes, I don't know what to do. Right? They could join, and then, you know, hopefully you get someone. And again, the advantage of going with your site as opposed to Craigslist, as you mentioned earlier, is they're screened. These are anglers. These aren't other, you know, other people are with other interests. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? So there's anglers, so that you got people, and even in your profile, I'm assuming you could say that I'm new to the sport and I want to learn from others.
Exactly. Yep. There's a place for, you know, comments on there, and they'll say exactly, you know, like that. They'll be new to the sport, or there's also, you know, where are your favorite places to fish. Like I say, do you have a boat? Or do you mind sharing expenses? People, you know, our members have, you know, no problem saying, you know, what they like to fish for, or where they like to fish. Whether they're, you know, experienced or not, or a lot of times, you know, they'll be, you know, avid fishermen or women for years and years, but, you know, they want to try to catch something they've not caught before.
Right.
You know, like maybe like this time of year, I'm seeing a lot of, you know, I'd like to try ice fishing. You know.
Yep. Absolutely, and there's something too that, you know, what a really cool thing. If someone wants to get into ice fishing, sure, you can go to a place and rent a shack, or rent an ice hut or something like that.
Right.
But you know, and then you're on your own. At least this way, I don't have to go out and buy an auger or tip ups, or, you know,
Right.
Maybe I just have to buy a rod, like an ice fishing rod or something, and I can go with someone. Or just say, I want to go. Do you have an extra piece of equipment that I could borrow if I could borrow another rod? Really? Tell me another angler that does not have more than one rod with them.
Right.
Right? It's like a golfer carrying one club with them on the golf course. You know,
Yeah.
or my wife having one pair of shoes. Like, really, let's be honest. Right? We always have more than one rod and reel combo when we go out, whether we're ice fishing or shore fishing or boat fishing. So what a really cool way to introduce someone or yourself to a sport. And as you mentioned, ice fishing, right? They save someone from, they may not like it, so why would they want to go out and buy all this equipment, you know, even if you're just buying a hand auger as opposed to
Right.
an electric auger, or a gas auger or a battery-operated auger. What a really cool thing. I commend you for this site. This is really, it's a really awesome thing, and, you know, kudos to you. That's awesome.
All right. Thank you, Pete.
So again, tell the address of the site.
It is findafishingbuddy.com.
And the membership fees are?
$25 a year.
Perfect, folks. So there you go. So if you're out looking for a fishing buddy, or as we were talking earlier, if you are new to fishing and want to know more and you don't know who to go to turn to get some experience or to get information from, check out findafishingbuddy.com, register, and Chuck will make sure that you know, the profiles are legitimate, which is a cool thing. And you know, in this way you can find someone in your area or in an area where you're going to help you along and try to introduce you to the sport of fishing. And for those, you know, anglers, men or women, that are experienced and want to share their passion with it, again, feel free to go to findafishingbuddy.com and create a profile page for yourself and share the wealth and the passion, the wealth of knowledge, I should say, and the passion that you have for fishing in the outdoors to others that may not be as fortunate as we are right now. Chuck, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to tell us about your site. It's a great site, and I wish you all the best with it.
All right, Pete. Thanks for interviewing me.
This episode was brought to you by George's Marine and Sports, making fun of reality. Livingston Lures, the difference is clear. Mercury Marine, #1 in the water. Metro Boats, driven to be the best, it's our passion. Navionics, Trapper Tackle, rig it, lock it, land it. An Angler's Choice, the Angler's Choice in quality plastic. Folks, take your kids fishing. They're the future of our sport, and practice catch and release. And remember what I always say, work hard, but fish harder. I'm your host, Peter Larman, and thank you for tuning in to us this week. And Lord willing, we'll see you again right here on Peter Larman Outdoor Radio.